All right, so welcome back to Cigar Fellas Cigar Lounge. We are doing a pre-interview with our rep, Mr. Nook, um, and from Asylum Cigars, CLE. I know that you're a rep and that's what you do, but that's not who you are. And that the whole reason for this interview is really just to tell people who you are. So what you like to do on the side, what your passion is besides your job, because we know you as a regular guy and as being a friend of mine. I know all the things that you like to do, but for the people that watch, and there's quite a few people that do watch, I want them to kind of get to know you a little bit better. So what are your passions? What do you like to do outside of work?
Well, shit, it's this job actually takes up most of my time now.
Yeah.
But this is, I think, year 24 in the business. So, but when I do have free time,
Tell them you used to own a shop.
Yep.
And you've run a shop for years.
And then we sold our store and happened to coincide with Christian starting this new company. So I was the first employee, came on board July of 2012. He said, I'm going to start something new. Tom Lazuka called me up. They're like, listen, can't really talk about it. Are you in or you out? I'm like, shit, I got nothing else to do. I don't have my store anymore. So so I hit the road for the first time. It was definitely a transition, though, from being behind the counter, running my own store, to just going to every other store. Took me a while to get the hang of it, but now it's second nature now. Yeah. But now I live downtown Grand Rapids. Moved there about 3 years ago after spending 15 years in Ann Arbor. And, as you know, I love craft beer. I love bourbon. So why not move to,
The craft beer
I
capital.
was going to say,
Yeah.
that's definitely Grand
Beer
Rapids.
City, USA. And I grew up in West Michigan, early on, like elementary school, going into high school. So it's just beautiful over there. My dad lives out that way. But just having, access to go to Lake Michigan, through the woods, doing all that, it's just relaxing. So, all that driving that I do through 4 different states during the week, now stuff is, thankfully kind of sort of open.
Right.
It's just nice to get home, drop my bags, grab a cigar, and go walk to Founders, New Holland, wherever.
Right. It's all within walking distance
yeah.
mostly.
So that's pretty much just been my passion, since there's no concerts or live music right now, no sporting events. All the breweries get my business right now.
Yeah, we were talking about all the different breweries that are within walking distance and the cool places that I didn't even know about that are kind of like off the beaten path, which is what we definitely need to come out and hang out.
Oh,
with
yeah,
you,
absolutely.
And hit all the local places that most people don't know about.
Yeah, there's, I don't know, over 30, like within a mile radius, I think, of my house. I was watching something on the news this morning with the owner of Cedar Springs Brewing Company, which isn't far. It's like 15 minutes from downtown, right up 131. And his I think Cedar Springs is kind of like German style, like Michigan's first. I think he was like the first like craft brewery that did German style stuff. So you got all the sausages. He's got a beer garden and this and that. I think he said this morning that there's 80 or 100 craft brewery things in the greater Grand Rapids area. That's crazy. So I guess we do get Beer City, USA.
It
So,
definitely is.
Yeah.
And especially with craft beers, it's very similar to like the cigar industry. The people that like craft beers, it's a community just like the cigar industry.
And just hearing the stories, how a lot of them got started, and then once one of them got big, then they helped out somebody else get started, and it's almost like just like a ripple effect.
Yeah.
And that happens in the cigar industry too, all the time.
That's what I love about this. You walk up, if you walk into not necessarily a cigar shop, but a cigar lounge. There's always somebody that there's really never stress on whether their color or their walk of life, what they do for a job. It's really because we have something in common. Same thing with the craft beer industry.
Yep.
That's what I love about craft beer and bourbon, Scotch, all those kinds of things. The clubs that we belong to, we all have something in common. And it's
and this is like, we used to say it, like, in the shop or, wherever, like, this, like a cigar is the biggest, let's see, it's the biggest, like, non-verbal rapport you can have with somebody is a premium cigar.
Yeah.
Light it up, like, and I've been out and about, different places, and I just see somebody smoking a cigar. Like, I was at Founders, and somebody was in the smoking section, and typically they don't want you to smoke a cigar, but shit, I'll bring a small one. I'll light it up in the back.
Right.
And you just come up to somebody, hey, what are you smoking, man? And you already have something in common with somebody.
Yeah,
which
we
is
experienced
cool.
that in Daytona.
Daytona
Yep.
and a beer fest in Grand Rapids.
Yep.
Well, yeah, that was.
And then same thing in Frankenmuth. We're smoking in line, and everyone's like, "Oh my God, that smells so good. What are you smoking?" And they're like, "Oh, I said, what's your local shop?" And they tell me, So we share cigars because usually I've got 15 or 40 cigars with me all the time.
The last Grand Rapids Beer Fest, so it would have been, 2 Februaries ago?
Yeah, we were there.
I was there. I smoked a lot of cigars. They were all in that Asylum backpack. So, when you came through the front, like, New Holland was right in the front.
Yeah.
I was there smoking them, like, right there. And I said, "Oh, can we smoke this?" And I'm like, "No, we don't care."
Yeah, we
We're
were
outside.
walking around with, there were probably 10 of us. Hayden was with us,
Yep.
and my brother, and a whole bunch of us. And if I would have saw you, we would have been walking around with you too. But it's awesome, man, because we were handing out cigars, and then just we ended up hanging out till about an hour after they closed, and then we had there was no Ubers available because we Ubered there, and then we had to walk like a mile to pick up the closest Uber.
I Ubered there too, and then as I called for my Uber, my phone died.
Oh no.
And you know how that was getting into like Fifth Third Ballpark, all the cars, this and that. And then Ubers were directed to go somewhere else, this and that. Luckily, like, I happened to, like, remembered what the guy's license plate was and everything. Like, I just kept walking. I'm like, oh, shit. Phone's dead. I'm drunk.
Right, we all were.
I'm like, push comes to shove. There is, like, a bike path that goes all the way back downtown.
That's where we went.
And I'm like, push comes to shove, I would have walked it. It was cold.
We walked all the way to the party
it was
store a
cold,
mile
cold.
down. It was freezing.
Yeah.
But when you're that hammered, it doesn't matter.
No. It was a nice, it was nice windy there.
We had a blast, man. It was so much
Yeah,
fun.
it was fun. But I did find the guy.
Oh,
So
good.
He actually flagged me down, which was nice. And he had an iPhone charger, so you got to plug my phone in. But
That's awesome.
yeah,
So another thing I wanted to point out, you were one of the first guys to be back on the road, which is something that I appreciate. You were my one and only rep. The end of last year that would come out and hang out with us, and we did an event in October, November last year.
yep.
And
Yeah, and that was the thing. Like, at the end of May, like, Tom Lazuka, he was sitting at home, and he's like, he just called me up. He's like, "Bro, we need to get out of the house." He's like, "You feel comfortable traveling?" I'm like, "Dude, I need to get the hell out of my apartment."
Yeah.
He's like, "All right, come pick me up. Let's go hit the road." So that's when we were out there, and there wasn't. I think we pretty much ran into, like, maybe 2 other reps for a while. Like, we hit the road pretty hard, like end of May, June, July, and there's still companies that aren't out there. Some stores still say, just depending how they feel about COVID, some still don't allow smoking. This is through my whole territory. Some of them are still like, "No, it's okay. We'll just call you with what we need." Still
that
like
blows
that.
my mind, dude. Because we've always been the ones that are, we're just going to open and people will come in and they have.
Oh, yeah.
If it wasn't for my regulars that cared whether we stayed open or not, we probably wouldn't be. And there's like 3 reps that I found. You, Mike, and Calvin are the only ones that are traveling right now.
Yeah,
And,
saw Mike yesterday.
Yeah. So it's brutal, and I want to thank you for that.
Oh, you're
for the
welcome.
opportunity
No,
to come
thank
out.
you guys. And the people that were open and just doing their thing, their business is up. Like I've noticed it through my whole territory.
Yeah.
From here to Pittsburgh down to Lexington, Louisville, business is up.
Yep.
For the people that just said, "Listen, I'm just going to roll with the punches.
People are
do what I
tired
have
of
to
being
do."
cooped up in the house, and so guys like me, we appreciate guys like you that will do this because without guys like you, we can't run our business. So thanks for that.
Oh,
thanks
you're
for being
welcome.
my friend. Besides that, and
Oh, you're welcome,
the
man.
fact that we love craft beer and bourbon
Yeah.
together.
Oh yeah.
But,
and this is like one of my first events this year too. So, I put the order through, and they're like, "You got an event going on?" I'm like, "We're gonna kick it off. Let's see how it goes."
buddy, yeah, let's roll with it.
So yeah, absolutely.
So,
We
babe,
a
you
lot
got
of
you got
stuff
something to ask Nook? Nothing. Just a pretty face.
I'm always just a pretty face.
So besides obviously bourbon, beer, and cigars, is there anything else that you enjoy doing outside of this life?
I kind of touched on it. Like living downtown, I always liked the fact that when I got home, I could pull up, different concert venues, see who's playing, grab a cigar. I'm like, all right, go online, click, buy a ticket.
Yeah.
I've seen 2-3 shows in one night, just jumping from venue to venue.
Yeah, we used to do
see
that.
the act that I wanted to see, and that's what I miss. I miss the live music
Yeah.
thing a lot.
Me too.
So-
We'd go see shows, like live shows and concerts, even right here in Flint and surrounding areas down in Auburn Hills. We still, I can't stand the fact they call it DT. It's not DT.
It's Pine Knob.
It's fine now.
It's always going
It'll
to be
always
Pine
be
Knob.
Pine Knob. And for those of you that know the venue, you'll always call it Pine Knob too because it'll always be Pine Knob to us, not not the 3 letters that no one likes anyways.
No.
Well,
but,
again, thanks for coming on. We're
Oh,
going to
you're
have
welcome.
a fantastic show tonight.
we got some good new things on the table back here. So.
Yeah, a lot of new stuff.
Yep.
And guys, we have one-offs that you're probably not going to see again. So
Yep.
you definitely want to come by and check this out. And
Yep, this one for sure.
thanks Dave for coming out and doing this for us. And again, Cigar Fellas Cigar Lounge. We're in Davison, Michigan, 1086 North Irish Road. I'm Rod,
I'm Amanda.
and
I'm Nook.
so thanks again to Nook. So have a great night, guys. Asylum Cigars, big event. Come check us out. See you soon.